Hello. Marietta here, back with another video. I pray that y'all had a wonderful day today, because my day was really good. I really have been enjoying myself all day. But as I got moving around today, I got to thinking about how the people look while I was in the city. You may not be a robot, but you truly have been programmed. The American people have truly been programmed to do things that they just don't want to do, but yet they're programmed to do things just strange. I mean, they're just moving strange, y'all. They're just moving strange. You wake up every morning, you do the same thing every single day. You begin to think the same way. They begin to tell you how you're supposed to think, tell you how you're supposed to live, and you're getting forced in an era, forced in a way that, in a position that you don't know how to operate in. So it's like saying you're totally being programmed. You're being programmed by force. You're being programmed to, and how they're going to program you is by starving you, putting you out in the street, program you to do things their way. You're going to be programmed just like a robot, but you're going to be programmed by a human being. Human beings are programming other human beings to be who they want them to be and do what they want you to do. You got to understand that in this time, you got to really protect your mind and protect your space, because you don't realize that the mind is the devil's playground. And once they once the devil can take control of your mind, he got control of you. So therefore, while he's controlling you, you won't know exactly why things are happening the way they're happening in your life, or why you're moving the way you're moving. You won't understand why you woke up in the morning and you felt strange. You felt like you had a headache. You felt like you weren't thinking for yourself. You felt like you didn't know which way to go. You were young and you're dealing with brain fog. You can't remember anything because of the fact that you're being programmed. You're being programmed through the food that we eat. The food that we eat, a lot of the food is being contaminated with all these chemicals and things of that nature. You don't know what chemical you're putting in your body. So this is why it's time for you to start growing your own food, because right now you're being programmed. You're totally being programmed. You're being programmed to think a certain way. You're being programmed to act a certain way. You're being programmed to live a certain way. And as you begin to be programmed, you're fighting back because you don't understand that this type of living is not what you're used to. You're coming out of the norm. There's nothing normal in America anymore. Nothing we're doing now. Okay, just think about it. In my era time, you could ride through any neighborhood and you would see kids outside playing. They would be playing jump ropes, dodgeball, hopscotch. You would go to the basketball court. There would always 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, the basketball court would be crowded. Everybody couldn't wait to get to the basketball court. Girls would be getting their new outfits on, have that lip gloss popping. Y'all understand what I'm talking about. And the boys would be out there with their new sneakers on, and they'd be out there shooting hoops. And it would be just a fun time and a fun event. And you could go to the park in the evening. It would be just crowded with people having barbecues. And you ain't even got to be related to the family. Come on over, come on over. You could be Uncle Pete. Come on over and get a hot dog. Come on over and get a hamburger off the grill. You don't see that type of activity no more. Why? Because everybody's been programmed and conditioned to get behind these computers. We're going to hand you everything you need. Anything you need to learn, you can stay in the house and learn it on the computer. We don't want to see your face. You stay in your area, stay in your corner, but we're going to make sure that we separate you. We're going to make sure that you be so angry with other people that you don't have no dealings with nobody else. You just stay in your corner. You don't need nobody else. This will make people hate other people. This is why there's so much jealousy, envy, and strife that's done exploded all over the world right now. People are moving weird because they're being programmed. You don't know you're being programmed. You don't know you're being programmed. You don't speak to the neighbor don't speak to you. You don't call nobody, don't nobody call you. You're getting fired from your job because we want to make sure that you only have enough money to function so you can stay in your area. Money is power, so if we give you too much of it, you'll be able to move around. You'll be able to get what you need to do. And so we want to make sure you stop moving around. We want to make sure that we control your environment. We want to control where you are. We want to control your space. We want to control your every thought. Right now, that's what's happening. You're being controlled and you're being programmed because your mind is always on the turmoil, the worst part of what's going on in the world, not knowing that you still can wake up in your space, in your area, and you still can start planning things for your life. You could still start figuring out how you're going to keep your joy, keep your peace. I come to uplift, motivate, and inspire you today for you to be able to start using your brain for what you need to do for you. Stop waiting for somebody to come and tell you what to do or what's right and what's wrong. You already know. You've already been raised. Nobody can re-raise you. You already know what you're supposed to be doing and what you ain't got no business doing. But you're waiting around to be programmed. Where did the kids go? Where did all the children go that used to be playing in the yard? Where did your brain go that you could remember a phone number? Somebody could give you a phone number. It was very sharp. You could remember it. Go around your house and find one educational book and let me see it. I went to the dump the other day, and at the dump, not the other day, but one day I went to the dump, and I saw a whole dumpster full of encyclopedias that went down in the dump. Good looking books. But all the books are going in the trash because knowledge is power. The less you know, the better off you are. You're being programmed. You may not be a robot, but you truly are being programmed in this life. You truly are being programmed at this time. And the sooner you realize that, the better you'll be able to move, the more you'll be able to understand how to move, and the more you'll be able to realize that there are some things that you're going to have to do so that you will not be programmed to do things somebody else's way, but you'll be able to do things the way you need to do them for you to be able to live. Hold on. When you decided that you was grown, and you decided you wanted to get up and get a house of your own, you wanted to get a car of your own, you wanted a family of your own, you wanted to make sure that you was living the American dream. Now you can't do nothing on your own. Now I'm going to raise the price of the houses so you can't get that. The interest rates are going to be too high. Mind you, limiting the amount of money that you can make from the beginning. I'm going to raise the next biggest purchase that you always get is a vehicle, so we're going to make sure you can't get that. Control. Control. You may not be a robot, but you're surely being controlled. So we're going to make sure you can't get that. But then the jobs that are out there that are available, you don't want those. You don't want those, so that depletes you, and that starts you to want and starts you to crying about what you ain't got. So therefore, you start really living in that depressed state. You start living in that lack state. You start living in that I'm not enough, I don't have enough. You start living in that state of mind, so that starts to take over your mind, and you're being programmed. You don't know what's happening. You went to school, you got your degree, you did everything you were supposed to do. But you're being programmed. You are being programmed to live into a poor society. No, you thought you was part of the middle class. You thought you was part of the upper class. You thought, I don't know what class you was in. But the thing about it is the Bible speaks of the rich and the poor. So therefore, the rich now look at you like you're poor. No matter what class you're in, if you ain't in the billionaire status, millionaire status, you're poor. You're poor because they're going to make sure that you end up poor. You see all these big houses are going up for sale right now. People are putting these houses up for sale. And now they're making it so you can't even sell them. So now you're just really stuck. I'm going to take your paycheck, control. Make sure you stay in this big house, control. But I'm not going to give you enough money to pay the mortgage, so now I'm going to drop your credit score, and now I'm going to make you lose everything, control. Now I got total control, because you know when you take a person's money, you take their livelihood, you definitely got control of them at that time. I've never seen so many people fleeing from the cities. Fleeing from the cities, the very homes that they loved, the very homes that they felt they were going to raise their children in, the very homes that they worked hard for, that they worked hard to get in it, now they're being forced out of it. Control. 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 Sent to the street. And then you wonder what's happening. You wonder what's happening because you're not used to living like that. You never thought it would be you. You never in a million years thought that you would find yourself in a situation like that where you end up homeless. A lot of us never thought that. Been there, done that. But a lot of you don't understand what's going on. But it's another form of control. And it's a shame because of the fact that people are ending up thinking something is wrong with them. They thinking that they got mental illness. They think it's causing them to be depression, giving them anxiety, depression, stress. So they're operating like they're sick, but you're not sick. You see what's going on. You're in the right place. You're in the right state of mind, the right frame of mind. Just what you going to do about it. What you going to do about yourself being controlled. What are you going to do with yourself while you're being controlled? What are you going to do while you're being forced out of where you live at? You being forced and you see your livelihood being torn down. What are you going to do? Are you going to make some moves before you end up with nothing? Or are you just going to go ahead and give up that 5-bedroom house? Ain't nobody in it but you. Ain't nobody in it but you. So you might as well go ahead and give that house up. Go ahead and put it up for sale. 6, 7, 8, 9 bedrooms. Go ahead and put them houses up for sale. I see it online all day long. Went through a neighborhood today as we were riding. I've never seen so many for sale signs go up in one neighborhood. One neighborhood had about 5 or 6 for sale signs in one beautiful neighborhood. Neighborhoods are being tore down. Control. Control. You can't see this? You may not be robots, but you're truly being controlled. And the sooner you realize it, the better you'll be able to move, and you won't be sitting there hollering, woe is me, what do I do next? People are buying land left and right because they are tired of being controlled. People are actually putting up chickens coops all over the place so they can raise their own livestock and their food and pigs and all of that, because they're tired of being controlled. They're tired of eating food that could actually take their family out of here. They're tired of eating this contaminated foolishness, and they're ready to have some real food and a real life because they're tired of being controlled. But if you try to fight back while you're being controlled, you're gonna lose everything you got. You're gonna lose every quarter. You're gonna be homeless on the street, and you're just gonna just wither away because you're being controlled. Unless you take control of your own life, you got to take control of your own situation. So my thing is, get on up, start doing a financial budget, figure out what it is that you have that you can liquidate. Start downsizing a lot of these big mortgages, a lot of these high car payments. I never thought I would see what I saw online either. When I see people having car payments at $1,000 and $800, $800, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in car payments. Those are mortgage payments. Those are mortgage payments, but people now got car payments as high as mortgage payments because you're being controlled. That's why it's that high. You're being controlled. You be in control. This is no coincidence. All this stuff is designed. It's going on right now. It's designed for you to fail. It's designed to break you down. It's designed to humble you. It's designed to take you in a place of control where I can control you. I know where you at. I know what you got. I know what you're spending. I know how you're spending. I'm gonna keep you in your area so you can keep funding your little area with the pennies. Yeah, you got dollar stores and Dollar Trees. Is all you got is gonna be available for you to shop at, and some of them may close. But right about now, that's all you got, and they not no longer dollar stores, because you can't go in a dollar store with $20 and come out with 20 items no more. Now they are also trying to control your pocket. You got to know how to control your pocket. A lot of times you just got to get online and learn how to do things different. They got things online that you can learn, you know, how to make soap, how to make candles, how to do a lot of things, how to make clothes. It's time to go back to the old school ways, y'all, so that you would not be controlled. That's the only way you're not going to be controlled, is that you do it yourself. If you begin to do these things yourself, if you begin to create the things that you need yourself, make the things you need yourself, build the things you need yourself, get on out there and use your hands. Ain't nothing like building your own stuff and the pride that comes with it, the sense of belonging, the sense of being youthful, the sense of being useful that comes with you building your own stuff. Especially if you know how to build, and even if you don't know how to build, they got so many YouTube videos now that you can sit back and educate yourself. And that's the problem. People don't want to educate yourself. If you don't educate yourself, you're surely going to be controlled. You're going to be controlled. And this generation is coming up now. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, because it's going to be hard for you if you do not learn a trade of some kind and learn how to work with your hands, learn how to build, learn how to barter, learn how to sell, learn how to be self-sufficient. You're going to be controlled to a place where you ain't even going to know who you are no more. Your brain is going to be fried because of the fact that you're going to be thinking one thing, and they're going to continue to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you start doing things their way. And they're going to force you to do things their way. So you're going to be controlled. You're going to be controlled. You may not be a robot, but you truly are going to be controlled. So that's the message. Be careful out there. I love y'all. That came to my mind, so I thought I would share it with somebody so that you can start thinking different. You can start seeing yourself different. You can start moving different. Start getting some understanding about why your life is going the way it's going right now. What do you plan to do to change the thought pattern that you have in your mind right now of thinking, just because I can't get that job with this degree, I'm just not going to get no job. There's a lot of jobs out here. There's a lot of jobs out here. Stop thinking that everything is beneath you, because right about now, that's where they're trying to put everything beneath you. And if and so you do not line up with the protocol of what this world is going to right now, you're going to find yourself controlled. Controlled. So if you want to be your own man, be your own woman, be your own person, do things your own way, you have to foot your own bill. Meaning you're going to have to just get a job and do it. So with that being said, don't allow yourself to be controlled to that aspect, to the point where you can't function, or where you only can eat when they tell you to eat. You can only wake up when they tell you to wake up. You be in a place of prison of your own, and begin to do what you need to do, chosen one. Begin to live your life and use the brain that God gave you to do what you need to do. You're smarter than that. You got everything you need to work with already inside of you. So with that being said, I want to say that I love y'all once again. Y'all be safe out here in this world. Trust your instinct. Begin to educate your own self on what you need to do to fix and live the best life you possibly can. And that's it. That's all. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel so you'll be notified when I drop my next video. Be blessed.